everybody, today my speech is over literacy in early childhood, so I'm just going to go ahead and begin. Why is it important to read to an infant or toddler? Um, Not only does it form the bond between the parent, brother, sister, grandparent, or guardian, but by the age of 2, children who are read to regularly display greater language comprehension, larger vocabularies, higher cognitive skills than their peers, according to Rakes in 2006. But also, the early childhood longitudinal study found that in the spring of 2000, the children who were read to at least 3 times a week by a family member were almost twice as likely to score in the top 25% in reading compared to children who were read to less than 3 times a week. By incorporating literacy into the early childhood phase, it's not just beneficial for your relationship with them, but also the child and teachers that the child is oftentimes passed on to. Many parents or guardians think that reading to an infant or toddler isn't as important than reading to them when they begin kindergarten, but that's not true. According to Gentry in 2010, your baby is ready to be read to at birth. By reading to them, you begin to stimulate their brain by holding them, reading to them softly, letting them hold the book while you read. To feel the book, they recommend square books, the like cardboard books that they can maybe chew on, grasp a hold of. Also, fabric books for sensory. Um, they begin to recognize who you are by your voice recognition from their brain development. But as for what to read to your infant, just books that are pretty basic, shapes, colors, anything to really just spend time with them and just read to them. Um, but if your infant is growing up and they're no longer in the baby phase, they are turning into a toddler, it's not too late to start reading to them. Reading to a toddler is going to be more complicated than reading to an infant. They just don't lay there anymore. Everything gets their attention. They so wound up about everything. They want to run around. So Denton in 2013 recommends that when you read to a toddler, you use cardboard books, maybe fabric sensory books, so that you're not worried about pages. But as you read to them, let them wander around. You can put the book down and always come back to it. When your child has a certain interest, if you realize they begin to like cars or insects or Barbies or something, try to get books that are in their range of interest. Um, at this point, their vocabulary is starting to explode. Um, the shapes that they see on the page begin to make up what we know as words, numbers, sentences, whole pages. So for them, it's pretty basic. They recommend books that are usually bigger, brighter, bolder for them to point out and learn. But now that we've kind of gone over what kind of books to read, it's best that you make it a habit for your child or the child. By reading to them at least 3 times a night or making it a point to read at bedtime, your child will start to get in a routine of that. And when they start to become more independent, they enjoy reading, they want to do it on their own. You don't have to necessarily force them to read, or um, it just puts that, you instill that habit in them. But also, when they begin to go to school, the teachers don't have to force the children to read. They enjoy reading and it's pleasurable for them. Um, by the age that they go to school, by you reading to them, um, they tend to have a larger vocabulary. They can already read. They're more intelligent than the children who have not been read to. They don't require as much work in the reading fields. Albert Einstein once said that if you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. So the benefits of starting literacy in early childhood are so numerous. They increase the communication between you, the child, and the child within others, their listening skills. People don't often think of that. You teach your child to listen, possibly be still, calm down, and just enjoy the book. It creates positive behavior patterns and social value. Social value. They learn to have better memory, language skills, academic excellence, imagination. There's so many, um, but those that I named are from Fielding and Barnsley in 1997. But overall, just the benefits of reading to your child, not just the development, but the bond between you, the habits that you instill, they're priceless. And eventually, it's what's going to help society